When the BFRO was contacted, what did the family say was occurring at the property?
They were harassing the family. They were beating on the walls. They had gotten into a freezer and taken some frozen venison.
They heard this racket, and they come outside, and it was several of these big feet. They shot one of them, and the other ones picked it up and carried it off and took it with them.
The other two animals helped this thing away.
In 1999, the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization received a frantic call from eyewitness Tim Humphreys, who claimed to have shot a large, hairy, upright creature. Researcher and private investigator Roger Roberts was on the scene within hours.
He said it was beating on the walls from time to time. He would see them at a distance down here in this bottom going back and forth. He said he didn't have too much of a problem with it. He knew they were here, but until they started getting up around his house, he got afraid for his family. He said, you don't understand the nature of these things. They'll be on you before you know it. When he hit it, he knew he didn't have a big enough gun. He went back in the house to get a bigger gun.
When doing research on this story, I couldn't help but notice the similarities between it and the Boggy Creek Sasquatch attack. Both have brothers who bought property and a cabin, and both are attacked by Bigfoot. I mean, they're two different events that took place during different times, but the behaviors of the Sasquatch, in my opinion, are more based on Bigfoot being aggressive over territory and food source. And both accounts chill me to the bone, just thinking of how terrified these families must have felt, being constantly harassed and tormented by the creatures. Heck, any of us in their position would have probably lost our minds due to fear. But anyways, enough of my comparisons and ramblings. Let's get into the story. In October 2000, the Humphreys family, consisting of Tim Humphreys, his wife, and their two children, lived in a remote cabin near Honobia, a small town in southeastern Oklahoma. This area, known for its dense forests and remote location, has long been a hot spot for Bigfoot sightings and mysterious phenomena. The first signs of trouble began with strange noises at night. The family frequently heard loud knocks, grunts, and whistles coming from the surrounding forest. Initially dismissing these sounds as typical wildlife activity, they soon found it impossible to ignore the disturbances. One evening, their dog began barking aggressively at something near the tree line. When Tim went to investigate, he found large, human-like footprints in the mud. These prints, measuring about 16 inches long and 8 inches wide, were much larger than any known human or animal in the area. Tim felt a growing sense of unease but tried to rationalize it as a prank or a misidentified animal track. A few nights later, the family heard a loud crash outside while they were inside their home. Looking out the window, they saw a massive, hairy figure moving towards the house. The creature, illuminated by the porch light, stood between 7 to 8 feet tall, covered in dark hair. Tim grabbed his shotgun and stepped outside, shouting at the creature to leave. The figure stopped and looked directly at him, its eyes reflecting the light. Tim fired a warning shot into the air, and the creature retreated into the darkness. The family was left shaken and terrified, realizing they were dealing with something far more dangerous than a prankster. The following weeks were marked by continuous harassment from the creature. The family heard loud knocks on the walls of their cabin, as if something was hitting the house with great force. They also reported hearing eerie howls and screams that seemed to come from multiple directions in the forest. One night, the creature attempted to break into the house. Tim's wife woke up to the sound of the back door being forced open. She quickly woke Tim, who grabbed his shotgun and ran to the door. When he opened it, he was confronted by the massive figure standing on the porch. Tim fired a shot, narrowly missing the creature, which then fled into the woods. The family was left in a state of constant fear, unable to feel safe in their own home. One of the most heartbreaking incidents involved the family dog. One night, the dog began barking aggressively at something near the tree line. Suddenly, the family witnessed the dog being lifted into the air and thrown over the tree line. When they found the dog, it was dead, presumably killed by the creature. This incident left the family devastated and even more fearful for their own safety. Desperate for help, Tim Humphreys contacted the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, a well-known group dedicated to investigating Bigfoot sightings. During his initial call, Tim reported that he had shot one of the creatures, injuring it. He described how two other creatures had then carried the injured one off into the woods. The Bigfoot organization decided to send a team of researchers to the Humphreys property to gather evidence and provide support. The BFRO team conducted a thorough investigation, interviewing the family and examining the physical evidence. They found numerous large footprints, hair samples, and signs of disturbances around the property. The team also set up audio and video recording equipment to capture any further activity. One of the most terrifying encounters occurred while the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization team was present. Late one night, the researchers and the Humphreys heard loud knocks and howls coming from the forest. The sounds grew closer, and the team decided to investigate. As they approached the tree line, they saw several large figures moving through the trees. The creatures seemed to be communicating with each other, using a series of knocks and whistles. The team was able to capture some of the sounds on their recording equipment. The figures eventually disappeared into the forest, but the experience left a lasting impression on everyone involved. During their investigation, the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization team collected several pieces of evidence, including large human-like footprints measuring approximately 16 inches long and 8 inches wide. Coarse dark hair found on branches and other objects near the house. Sounds of knocks, howls, and whistles believed to be made by the creatures. While no clear images of the creatures were captured, the footage showed movement and disturbances in the forest. This evidence was analyzed by experts, who concluded that it was consistent with other reported Bigfoot sightings. However, the lack of clear, definitive proof meant that the incident remained a mystery. The last encounter occurred when the creatures once again attempted to break into the house. This time, the Humphreys decided they could no longer stay in their home. They gathered their essential belongings and fled to a nearby town, seeking refuge with friends and family. The Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization team continued to monitor the property, but the activity eventually subsided. The Humphreys never returned to their cabin, deciding to relocate permanently to a safer area. The Honobia Bigfoot incident remains one of the most compelling cases in Bigfoot research. The detailed eyewitness accounts, physical evidence, and the involvement of the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization have provided a wealth of information for researchers and enthusiasts. The story of the Humphreys family's encounters continues to intrigue and inspire those who study the phenomenon of Bigfoot. The incident serves as a chilling reminder of the unknown and unexplained mysteries that still exist in our world. The Honobia Bigfoot incident is a powerful testament to the enduring fascination with these elusive creatures. Whether one believes in the existence of Bigfoot or not, the experiences of the Humphreys family highlight the profound impact such encounters can have on people's lives. The story continues to be a topic of intrigue and debate, reminding us of the mysteries that still lie hidden in the remote corners of our world. So, what are your thoughts about this story? Do you think that the family was just encountering a normal animal like a bear? Or do you that they were dealing with a group of Sasquatch? Comment below your opinions. And until I upload you another video for your entertainment, thank you for watching, and God bless you and your families. Stay safe.